No one's stopping me.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
At some point in Deadlock, you have to understand something. When lane phase ends, your shop goes down, and you no longer have anything that is in need with having a guardian. You no longer have the pressure in lane. That means you don't have any space. But it also means you just cannot buy shit from here. And then at some point you have to go back in base because, you know, you have to heal and it's early game. But at some point in the game, if you're like a drifter, for example, or some character that buys fortitude, and it's very nice to have fortitude, you're going to stay in combat. But what if you really need to buy an item, for example, and the green walker gets pushed up and be like, oh shit, or you really want to buy an item, but mid-boss gets showed up right here, they're doing their shit. Well, simply, the secret shop exists. It's very neat. But what people don't know is just the potential of the crazy rotates that people don't know about on Secret Shop. Simply put, there are rotates to Secret Shop which are extremely nice. For example, this. Quick and easy. If you ever want to go back to blue lane, it's just as simple as this. The same can be applied on the other side. But then you're going to question yourself, well, what about if I come from this side instead of the blue lane? Now, if you were to be on yellow or green, obviously you are on the safe side. The safe side has the sinners and all the great tier 1s. At some point, your shit gets down to, you just get your little rotate like this. By doing a crouch down, you could also just have your melee jump if you want. And you just go back. It's not that rough. It's very nice compared to just letting the vent go along its path and then eventually going down. Doing the dash down is very neat because they updated it, so it's half cost, half the stamina compared to a full stamina back then. And it's one of the very nice things about rotating the vents. They're always easily accessible to shops, and whenever you want to get to a shop quickly, this is your best form. Instead of just, for example, if you were to not know about just dashing, you would just do this. You'd be like, okay, that took a while. But if you are not knowing about any of the dashes or the mechanics of this game, this is very important to learn, I'd say. Shit. Because you'll just get here, just from one dash, you come back, you do your boost, and you're back in lane, no problem whatsoever. Now, what they also don't teach you is about rotating to other lanes compared to just going to shop. Let's say you're Holiday, Calico, or any character that currently has a movement down, or let's just say the worst character. They say Sinclair is the worst character. He's not very a movement-focused character. How does he move around wanting to gank with his bolts and his ultimate copy? Well, the vents facilitate this because this path exists. Sorry for the lag. And then he's either on the enemy side, you can juke up, or join in,
Leave them to me.
assist on the fight. And it's just very easy to rotate. And on either side of blue works, but mayhaps you want to go like, maybe you're on green lane and you want to be the one ganking the other lane. So it would go like,
I'm waiting.
this. It's not as interesting, but the vents are very good at this entire ganking and rotate thing that people don't do much. The same could be applied here. You could just vent, dash again. Now you're on top. You're ready. If, for example, your team is on this side, then I guess the only good path is to just go neutral, because if you were to do it on this side, you can't reach it, obviously, so you just get ready for a sneak attack here. You saw I just did a little bit of edge bugging. You're just neatly around, but there isn't much you can do about that rotate. It's easily noticeable, people are going to see. And now, what people also don't know about nod, is this. Just completely denying where you're gonna go. This is like a really good juke if for some reason there's someone who's like under here, for example, can't hit a good shot, then you just... I want to say it could be applied on the same side, but I haven't tried that. Let's go test it. It surely can. Now, how about the vents going back to base? For example, this. There's obviously the one where you just go, you B-hop, air jump, go back. Nothing too dangerous, nothing too slazzy. There's also the vent on the side here, for example. Maybe you want to go there instead, so you'll be like, okay, I just do a dash here. Nothing too fancy, it's safer. If someone's gonna try to poke me, it's gonna be harder for them. Or hunt me even. But let me suggest to you something else. If it's really drastic and you can somehow do it, there's people on you and there's potentially someone there. Just do some of this. That was meant to be a wall jump, but that's some of the sickest shit I've ever did in a game once. It was insane. The type of movement in this game you can do is great. Faster than going here, faster than just going back, and safer. Really neat. The same can be also applied on the other side. Everything about vents here can be applied on the other side. Some have a slight struggle, for example. On the other side, for green here, for example, the roof is much higher compared to the one on the yellow lane, which makes dashing in the air whenever you want to or go to a direction you might hit a roof. But other than that, some of the rotates here are basically still the same. Like even here, you can do this. Got that. Can you even do this?
This could be an ambush.
And it's extremely more safer because it's indoors. Now, what about the vents going back to blue? You've seen me do it a lot, but it's always just going back to the vents on either side. Well, there's a neat bug that Yoshi has not fixed for whenever you're on enemy. The Guardian just attacks in the air because you're technically on it, and it swings and does not account for if you're in the air or not. It just knows you're close. It just keeps swinging. But if you were to actually use this, for example, maybe there's enemies over here and you really want to go to yellow lane, so the path would be right on top of the blue. Or yeah, that thing. It's not as neat, for example. You're obviously still... People are probably more adapted to doing the wall jump compared to actually doing anything related to all the chicanery. It's just okay to go back on blue. Maybe, for example, you just want to go to the farm. Maybe you do a bunch of this. It's as simple as that. Use the event here. Maybe you're a much simpler man, you're just gonna go all the way here to the down where they got all the other farm. There isn't much more snazzier tricks here, but there is this. It's a okay rotate to hide if you got the chance to do it, compared to how people would do this. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's predictable. People do it a lot. There's always a retreat and attack sort of thing with these vents, and then you just add it at the job. It's much better with Lash, obviously, because Lash wants to hide. Lash? Lash wants the height. Goes in. Maybe he ults. Yeah. Same could be applied on the other side. So it could be for the rest. Now, don't tell Yoshi about this. There's some secret Chinese tech that people don't know about. You know about these corner boosts that people keep doing? People think it's really cool, but it's like not that insane. Like, it's really good, but back then it used to be crazier. Well, the thing about these edges is like they're basically everywhere. You can do corner boost on a lot of these things, but back then it was like an edge bug of sorts. It would kind of push you away because it's not a valid spot to like stand on, but it was a slope. So one of my favorite techs to do is sometimes hit an edge bug like that. Now of course that was a bad example because it hit the bush, but if there were to be a better example, maybe going towards blue. Let's see if I can hit that. It's going to take me like a dozen hours for this shit. Be like this. This snazzy trick going back to blue. Fuck. Let me get the snazzy trick. And you edge bug, and you go back into lane faster. Not much stamina required. Same applied here, but it's a bit finicky and weird because the roofs here are much to be desired. It's different. But yeah, some of the secret Chinese tech that you could try to use. Now, I thought it was really neat whenever I hit it, because it's just a burst of speed nobody knows about.
They'll come. Probably.
Fuck. I hope you guys enjoy my little guide, my little itsy bitsy guide about vents and rotates and shops, because I feel like most people wouldn't know about vent rotating to the shop unless they're like super like auto brain to do this, which I totally am. I keep doing that all the time, and I want more people to do that. It's just insane tech. Insane. It saves time, and you can go elsewhere with all that other saved up time you can do instead of just taking the slow route to the secret shop. And again, do not subscribe. Do not like. Leave a hate comment if you can. Goodbye.